Here's another one of David's I really like. The brushwork he did on that one. Here's a horse. I like that horse. Down below, more soda pieces. Wonderful little pictures. Decorative jars and pictures. Some of the craftsman style vases with additions. David does all the flowers by hand. Evan helps him sometimes with some of the pieces. He does some of the leaf formations on the pots. There's more things. And this is a load of planters, and we will check them out and see what he's got going there. This kiln, when you open the door, you actually slide the center part out. Here we go. Oh, how nice. Isn't that beautiful? Packed full. Oh, here he comes. I think he's going to give it a tug. The innards just roll right out on a track. I'll step back. He's bringing it out. I'm stepping back, so I don't know if you're getting much of the motion, but it's literally coming out. If I step to the side, you'll see how it actually come out, and you can see around it. Whoa, it's hot. Let me get back here. Wow, that's a big vase form. Wow.
Lots of planters, mainly planters. Some vases. Some things run a little bit, they'll be ground off. You can walk all around this kiln, that's the beauty of it. Take a look at some of these things over here.
Okay.
Here's some one of Evan's pieces, some planters. These are hanging planters, they'll be flipped over. Here's see this planter here, we'll just, oh, and there's planters inside of these planters, so like that's got several planters inside of it. So you let her flip over like that, and then I'll tie it up and it'll hang on those 4 handles there. Still kind of hot, about 300 degrees. Not holding it too long. Here's some nice colors though. Here's some nice copper glazes that run a little bit. Give you, what they call an ash glaze look. Some little bitty bowls. That's unusual. A rebate.
Oh, that's a pretty one.
Over. And this glaze, this color, believe it or not, will change. It'll get more red as it cools. And this is wax resist, so and that's the clay body. I put some wax on there, and then when I poured the glaze over it, the wax made the glaze run off that area to expose the clay underneath.
These are nice, David. Can you pick up any one of those tall green ones? Whoa.
It's getting hot. Out of my fingers, off my... Yeah, here's a nice...
I'll step back so I can get a picture of it.
Some long handles on it, kind of groovy-esque. Call it.
Nice.
This is kind of a neat one. What glaze is that? It's a pretty...
Well, that's
pot.
nice.
It's, boy. I think I know what that is, but it's an unusual glaze. I've never really seen it look like that. I think it's a Val Cushing green glaze, but I've never seen it look so dark. It's really pretty elegant, but it's unusual looking. It's funny how you can be a potter for 30 years and fire stuff and they still look different. This is a glaze I don't really use very often, but anyway. So, like I said, a lot of these things are all stacked. You can see how this pot, there's a pot there, and there's another pot inside of it, another pot inside of that, and yet another pot inside of that. And the reason why is because planters are not glazed inside, so you can stack them all together, and the foot is just touching raw clay, so it won't fuse together. So I can get a lot of them in one small area. So it makes it practical to fire planters. So that's just part of what we have. There's also a soda glaze that we've done, and Mary's done a whole load of pots over there on the table. Why don't you go over there and show people what you... Okay, these are some of Mary's pots that she got out just recently out of a high fire load that we did. And she got some really nice colors out.
Try and prop them up so you can see the insides a little bit.
Look at that one. That one's just a real pretty little pot. Zoom in on it. There's some more. She's been using this green glaze called Oribe. Looks nice with the carving. Shows it off. Copper red there with a little bit of blue on it. Here's a copper red that interesting shape of bowl. See how she's bent the lip in there? And then you look down
I'll
at the
show them
copper
off
red.
again. I know you've already seen it, but I just love some of the details. This one has added pieces over here, if you can see that. I've added some additions, and I altered it so these pieces are pushed, they're not round. Like this has got pinches on the edges right here. This one was fun.